Welcome back. This one is going to be very interesting because we're going to watch some trades come about and then decide whether they're good trades or not. You're going to see the rules that we use, and you can modify them to suit your personality. But these are the rules, and we're going to go look at a few trades that develop. I'm using the software right here that's installed on my computer. This is the simulator. It's very much like the real market. It's great for practicing. And so in this case, I'm going to hit the game button. That's this guy right here. And it's just going to pick a random day. So I don't get to look ahead and say, I can see that this is going to be a good one. I am just going to play it like it's real time. But what I'm also going to do is I may cut out some sections of the recording I'm doing so that you don't have to sit here and wait for all that stuff. But you can, with replay, look at the same dates, the same stocks, and the same indicators, and you'll get the same results. And that's part of the power of using a piece of software that simulates the market, is you can test whether you have good rules or whether you need to change them a little bit, and whether you're following them. So here we go. I'm going to hit the game button and see what day. Now, I won't even know what day it is, so I can't go look on the internet and say, this day was a great day. It will tell me what the date is after we're done with the day, but I won't know what it is up front. So I'm just going to bring up my list, and I'm going to bring up a chart, and you don't need all this columns. I like it. But you don't have to. This list here is meant for people when they get started, and it's telling me here, this is the first minute of the trading day, that, well, Apple's doing well. But see, CF, I'm looking at that one, and I'm looking at what we call the basket. If the basket is green, and it says it's a strong green start, then I should be going to grab a green stock. And this information is partially represented up here. I'm not going to give you full training on all that. There's training videos at Waves of Profit YouTube video, or if you go to wavesofprofit.com, there's all kinds of educational materials about this program and other things. So here I'm just trying to figure out what I should be trading, and it looks like CF is looking really nice. Remember, I only need one trade a day. It's got to be one good trade. If I don't find a good trade, I'm just not interested. So I'm looking for CF to break out of this risk zone with a good signal color. I don't like the way the day started up out here. It started below yesterday's low. That's not a good sign. If I'm looking at Visa, that doesn't look ready. The market is turning a little bit red right now. This is same as real time in the market. We've got lots of time to look at things and decide. There's no panic here. So Visa looks like it's getting set up. Now these stocks, the system, the way this is set up is right now adding and removing stocks based on whether they look like they're going to be a good trade or not. So I'm just waiting for a good trade. Jumping into a trade is not a good idea. So now the market seems to have turned red, and that's okay. You get that kind of high rate of change in the first few minutes of the market. This one looks good, and I'm going to say if the market looks like it's fairly red, I'm buying the put. There we go. Because it's behaving very much like I want. So here on the multi-day, this thing has, it's below where it's been for a long time. It's heading down. It's moved back a little bit. This is the kind of jittery stuff that you can get with the market. That's okay. But this was a pretty good stock, and it was on the short list. There's another good stock here too, and I'm just going to go to that one. Baidu. It's not quite as good a stock. You can see it's red-green here, and that means it's a little inconsistent about what it wants to do. But this one here, CMG, I'm looking to make my 10%. At this point, it's telling me I'm 1% profit, which is not worth our time, but I'm just waiting to see what it's going to do. There I'm at 9% and this is playing in the same speed as real time. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to get my 10%, but we'll just wait and see here. And yeah, this is exactly like the market where it pulls back a bit, but it hasn't gone the other way. I haven't lost money. Yeah, that's looking pretty bad. But I like the way this thing is looking. This is still good. The market is still looking red, so the market looks like I can hang into this thing. It hasn't crawled back into the risk zone. If it does, then I'll get out. But at this point, I'm just going to wait another minute or two. I didn't like how deeply that pulled back, but that's the kind of stuff that can happen. If it would have lingered up there, I would have exited. So I am walking you through real trades in the simulator, so you see what it looks like. And if I make a mistake here, then I learn from that mistake. At this point, I'm not liking the way the market is behaving, but or at least on this stock. So I'm thinking I'm just going to get out fairly soon, like in the next minute. Well, there's my 10%, so I'm just going to say thank you and get paid. And that's what we do. That's it. And if I look at the summary, 9.7%, I'm done. So now I can go to the beach or do whatever else I want. But that little bit of flutter is normal, and that's why you practice as you get used to it. Let's go pick another day. And you can do a lot more stuff with the replay, but I'm going to go pick another day here. I'm going to hit the game button. Actually, I'm going to tell you what day this was. I'm going to go to the end. If you can't move backwards and you can't pause when you're in this game mode. So the date on this was June 28th, 2012. So you can go check that out if you look at the replay, but you can go look at stock data and confirm that the Chipotle Mexican Grill actually did what it did here. I'm sure you'll find it worked that way. So here we go. I'm going to go to another day. And I'm doing this all live, uncut. And this is what we do in live trading. It's not that complicated. And you can get more trades, which is why I have that other list up. If you get good at it, it doesn't take that long. I'm just going to hide all the other stuff that I usually look at. So on this day, I'm going to move the controller out of the way. On this day, we've got a few stocks that have been running red lately. So this looks good right now. Yeah, that doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. So is everything else good about this stock? Is the basket running red? Well, at this point, the basket is weak. We don't know which way it is. It's cyclical. And you can see that this stock is bouncing around a lot. So this is why you want to wait a couple minutes and let the market settle in. But I'm really liking this stock. So if I was going to trade multiple trades and I didn't like it now, I would go look at it again later. So the things I'm looking for, and I'm just going to go hit buy on that one, is I have signal. It's outside the risk zone. I got some slope. The basket is showing generally that it's a bit red. It's like the one I showed you just moments ago. It was below where it's been for the last bunch of days, and so in this sense, the stock is running down, and it seems to be not free falling, but it is definitely running down. So I'm going to go look at another stock as well. I only usually trade one at a time, but I want to just give you a look at another one. So this one is also looking great. It's got too much of a gap for my liking. So that's where it was yesterday's close, and it gapped down big. This thing could run down really strong, but it could also come back quite strongly. That's the problem with big gaps. So there's not a ton of details to know about stocks, but that's one. So overall, the Dow, that's the stock I'm looking at right here, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, it opened at basically yesterday's low. So it looks like the market's going to run red probably for a little while longer. And that's what the basket should tell you. Right now, it's rather undefined. It's just kind of sideways in the risk zone. That's the basket. Let's go back to our stock and see how that's doing, VMware. In this case, though, I move forward a few minutes. I move forward a few more minutes for you just so you don't have to wait. And I hit sell, and you can see I made 20%. Now, why I didn't get out at this other point here is I could tell that the overall market was running down. How did I know? That's because the Dow Jones is running red. It opened at yesterday's low and it's hanging down there, which means that the market's not doing well. That's it for that one. Let's go look at another day. Oh, you want to know what day that is? Let's go to the end of the day. And the date was, well, that's the stock I bought. And it went up and down and all over the place, that stock. And the date on this one was April 19, 2013. So we're going to go look at one more game day. So I'm going to hit the old button here.